G'day, Dodgy Coyd here. We're starting this little farming trip off in the VIP lounge out in the desert, which is part of Paths of Fire. All the locations we're going to today are going to be in Heart of Thorns, Path of Fire, and the Living World Series 3 and 4. I use my little wizard's book there to teleport around for free, but this is just the airship point in Bloodstone Fen that we're going to start off in. It's just a quick flax farm. I like to start my day with this. It's a couple of gold pieces for nothing pretty much. I find farming incredibly relaxing. It's one of my favourite things to do in the game, whether it's farming chests or farming items, farming metas, just farming in general. It's what I like to do. Been playing about 4 months, and I'll talk about that a little bit as we go. But for now, I'll just let you concentrate on where we're going and what we're doing. I do tend to pick up a lot of free chests along the way. There's a lot of places where you're farming for, let's say, Flax or ancient wood or what have you, that have got chests sprinkled around the map that are basically just free to pick up. I always have a look on those islands on the left there, just in case there's some ancient trees, or like we've got here, a nice ore to pick up while we're at it. So as I said, been playing about 4 months now. I've got 6 characters, and they're all sitting at level 80. I tend to use open world builds. There's a fella named Lord Hyzen you've probably heard of. I'm a big fan of his builds. I use quite a few of them. You can run around the open world without fear if you're rocking one of those. You don't need to be rocking ascended gear to do it either. Just the exotic stuff will definitely do you if you follow the build and learn how to use it. You'll be tough as nails. This character's a amalgam build I started playing with a couple of weeks ago. It's a heap of fun. So yeah, as you can see, I always pick up any extra good stuff that's around. But that's it for the Flax and the Bloodstone Fen. We're going to head over to the Verdant Brink now, and the Jacka Ixtal teleport point there, and you'll see where the next one is. There are videos out with these farming points on them floating around in the community, but they're pretty old. I thought, well, you know, I'll do a more recent one. It also gives me an opportunity to rabbit on a bit about what it's been like as a new player coming over from Final Fantasy XIV just 4 months ago after spending about 3 years there. There's always a few people wandering around down here. At peak times you'll find that it's absolute chock-a-block of people. A lot of people park their characters in this spot and just log on to their alts, farm, and then log back off onto something else. But I'd like to take my characters through the whole gamut. It's early days for me, and money is still scarce. So I do a lot of flax farming and a lot of other items that are pretty easy to get and just add up over the course of the day. And then we're heading to the Whisper teleport point in the Tangled Depths, of course, is the next spot. This one's got a couple of free chests at the end of it that I like to pick up, but you'll see that. Now, if you're going to be doing a lot of farming on a variety of characters, of course you're not going to be doing story chapters with all of these characters all the time. Generally you'll do the story with one or two characters, and after that the other fellows are just picking up the teleport points. Well, it can be a bit of a pain to get those teleport points, singing out to people, harassing your guild mates every time you want to go somewhere. So I highly recommend picking up the Wizard's Portal and stocking it with all of the teleport scrolls for all of the locations, in particular Living World Series 3 and 4. It means that even if your character's never been there, he can rock on out, he or she, straight away without having to go through the story intros and what have you. And free teleports, man, it adds up. If you're doing a lot of teleporting to those locations, you can save a lot of coin using that teleport portal. Another massive quality of life feature that I highly recommend is getting access to one of the VIP areas. I picked up access to the Desert Lounge on sale with a option on one of the expansions, and got it very cheap, and as a base of operations it's just without equal in my opinion. You can get your Jade Bot buffs in one spot, all of your crafting, your Mystic Forge, everything's all in one spot. Easy teleports all around the place. Highly recommend it. It's really made life a lot easier since I picked that up. So as you can see, we've finished the Flax farm and we're just rocking through the extra chests. There's 4 pretty much free chests that I pick up at the tail of this area's Flax farm before we head over to Draconis Mons for the last part of the Living World Series 3 Flax areas. I'll be doing a series of farming videos since it is one of my preferred activities in game. I'm going to be looking at the Living World Series 4 farms and Living World Series 3 farms, chest farms and magic farms, ways to make gold that are cheap and easy and low effort, because I'm all about that low effort. So yeah, we'll do a few of these videos. This is the first one as a test, testing all the video equipment and the microphones and making sure everything's still working, because I haven't used any of this for a very long time. So you teleport the Heathen Hold here. I double jump by, again, being a cheap person, using my Wizard's Portal to get to the area and then just jumping to the teleport spot at Heathen's Hold, and then diving down here to our hidden away Flax farm. When you're down here, just have a squiz about. There are often some of the more rare materials that you can farm while you're here. I've seen it's not unusual to get mithril nodes, orichalcum nodes, ancient wood nodes, all that good stuff. There's also an event that spawns right on top of this area almost every time I come here. It's worth knocking over. It's pretty easy. It's just a mini boss. You can take him out and pick up an extra chest while you're here. And then we'll knock over the Living World Series 4 areas, Jahai Bluffs and the Domain of Corner. Now there is another Flax area, little farm area in End of Dragons. It's got like 4 gathering nodes, and there's a heap of other stuff. It's a big garden at a village waypoint in the initial area you travel to. But to be honest, the teleport fee is, you know, it's a bit out of the way. It costs a bit to get there. I'm a cheap bastard. I'm pretty lazy. I don't bother with that one these days. I used to when I started flax farming. You know, I was picking up every node I could, but now it's more about just time spent. Speaking of which, this area we're heading to out here has got a lot of, you've got like chili and other desired mats, but I don't bother picking them up anymore from these desert herb nodes just because, number one, I'm maxed out. I've built up my bank with them, and the resale value just isn't there. I think everyone knows about this one. But the flax resale value seems to hold steady around those 2 silver each marker. It's been a good return on time spent pretty much since I've started playing the game and learned about it. Now this is a fantastic area to come and farm out chests. It's huge. You get a heap of magic which you can turn into gold very easily. But I'll cover that in another farming video in the not too distant future. If people like this style of thing, you can see my CPU copping a bit of a hiding there as the particles pick up as we come into this area. I'm still rocking an old i5. I've got a much more recent GPU, but I'm not rebuilding anything at this point in the game with the way prices have gone here in sunny 2026. Basically, hang on to your hardware and wait for the silliness to die down a bit before rebuilding. It does a pretty good job for an old i5, I reckon. Another big selling point for this game, I run pretty high specs with the graphics. I'm actually rocking 1440p, but I've chopped that down to 1080 for the videos for YouTube, of course. And there's a bit of post-processing with the NVIDIA shaders and what have you. I don't use reshade or G-shade, just find that to be a bit problematic. I won't go into why, but yeah. But if you're not running all of that, you're not interested in all of that, man, you can run Guild Wars 2 on a potato and it'll run pretty damn good. So that's another big selling point for the game, in my opinion, is you don't need the absolute ducks, nuts and performance to run this game and run it well. I actually run it on my Steam Deck when I want to sit on the couch and do a bit of light farming, if I'm doing some fishing or something like that. The old twin stick controller's not bad for it, and you get a reasonable picture. It's not too shabby. You can probably get away with this without doing all the little fights, you know, just grab and run, but I'm a bit of a fighty one, you know. It gets a bit boring just gathering, so I do like to take some out. Occasionally you get a surprise like this elite turkey that was hanging out there, just, you know, skulking around, being elite. And if you're not getting sidetracked while you're playing Guild Wars 2, then I don't know that you're doing it right. That's half the fun of this game. Everywhere you go, you'll get roped into a meta that's happening, or a world boss that might pop up while you're hanging around. There might be a convergence that's come out the blue, or you'll see a big group gathering up for something and just stick about and do a bit of that too. yeah, it's all part of the fun. One of the reasons I believe I'll be playing Guild Wars 2 for a very long time. Alright, so this is pretty much the final node. My character will be waving goodbye any second, and so will I. If you liked it, you know what to do. If you want to see more farming content, well, I'm going to do some more anyway, so anyone who's stuck about this long, thanks heaps, and I hope you have a good time in game. Quite out.